Hey guys, excuse my eyes. Y'all, whoever said walking with God was easy. All right, before I jump in, let me just give you a recap. So yeah, I know yesterday I had a meeting at my job. God has spoke to me prior to that and just told me, hold your peace, let me fight the fight. I did that. I went in a meeting. Um, Pretty much just try to keep my cool, agree, even though deep down inside I disagreed. Shook my head yes, humbled myself, and walked out. There's a video of me talking about, holding my tongue and holding my peace and letting God fight the fight. That's the video about the meeting yesterday. Today's my day off. As you know, I only work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, I just got a phone call from my boss, um, who's actually leaving. Just found out in the meeting too. Well, he kind of already told me, but now it's everybody know. Yesterday he kind of made it public. So he just texted me today and told me that our old boss is coming back. Now, immediately my stomach dropped when he told me, because our old boss is racist, very very much racist. He like, as soon as he said it, he was like, yo, this I can't even believe they letting this racist lady back. She's very racist. She lied on me. She put in my employee folder, I have a video about this, right as I was trying to right when I was starting a job during the hiring process. They went in my old employee folder and she had put that she fired me, they walked me out, which was all a lie. It was a lie. I have never, since I've been a nurse, I have never been fired from any job. If I left, it was on my own terms. I have never been walked out. I've never been fired. When I left that job, I gave the assistant director my 2 week notice. So they were able to look over it and they still hired me. And y'all know the stuff going on now. So immediately, like when he told me that, my stomach just dropped because I'm like, God, really? Bad enough. I got these people here and you gonna make her come back? The woman who lied on me? Bad. And then I didn't even tell y'all this. Because I do got some people who I'm cool with there and that look out for me and stuff like that. And a few of them came back and told me that these people is talking about I got fired because, and I know this is all because they were cool with the old boss, for stealing drugs. Mind you, anybody who knows about nursing knows that your license is public record. So if you go on mass.gov, Board of Nursing, all my license from the CNA to the LPN to the RN is on there. I have no strikes, no disciplinary, nothing on my license. My license is cleaner than the Board of Health. And they were saying that I got fired because I was stealing drugs. First of all, if you get caught doing that, where are my nurses at? If that was true, I could lose my license. There was no way in heck I would have got my RN license, because back then when I was working there, it was the LPN. There's no way I would have got my RN, not my BSN, not working on my master's. What? But the people who know me already know. So when I was working there right before I quit, one day I was working and I was throwing up and I had to get sent home. One of the girls I'm cool with says she overheard them saying, I was still in morphine. I was so sick. I was throwing up. They didn't see me taking a pill, but they see me putting a pill in my mouth. Mind you, y'all, when I was working there, right before I left, I was 5 months pregnant with Ella. See, they didn't know that because I didn't tell them my business. But the people who I'm cool with knew I was pregnant. So they were like, no, we knew you were pregnant. I'm like, what? First of all, if I was stealing drugs, why didn't y'all, as much as y'all don't like me, I know for a fact y'all would have reported it to the board of nursing. Y'all would have tried to come for my license. The same way you bearing false witness on my name, the same way you would have went for my license, but you couldn't come for my license because I never ever stole no drugs from nobody. I was not drinking morphine. I was 5 months pregnant and having regular nausea and vomiting like pretty much every pregnant woman. So anyway, I was sitting here and I'm like, I got on my knees. I'm just like crying, like, God. And the reason I'm crying is because I know that I have to stay, because I have to be obedient to God. God told me to hold my peace, let him fight the fight, stay. There's a reason why I'm here. 2 years ago, I had a dream that right before the blessing, I was working at an old job. And now it makes sense why God put it on my heart to come back to this old job, because I left this job like 2 years ago. And I had never, ever intended on coming back there, especially staff. Maybe agency nurse, but staff, because of the racial profiling that was happening there with this same lady that they're allowing to come back. She's the director of nursing, and she used to nitpick with me. My spirit, whenever I was around her or I would see her, my spirit just couldn't sit right with her. And then next thing you know, she just started like messing with me. You understand? So now that she's coming back, it's like I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking about everything the last few weeks that led up to today, and about how God was giving me warnings of getting rest and war and Goliath, and like sending signs to me that giants was coming. Get rest. Remember, if you go back and you look at my old videos from maybe a month to 2 months ago, I'm speaking of this. I'm telling you, God is putting it on my heart to get rest, that I'm about to come up against some giants, that to get rest. I actually have a video called Get Ready for War. Now, fast forward. Now I can see why he told me to get rest, because this is a mess. But because I trust God and I love God and I'm obedient to God, I'm not gonna leave. This just means I gotta pray and fast harder, because not only now I have this lady who I know, one, don't like me, two, have already tried to discredit me, tear my name down, tear me down. Now she's back as my boss again. So I know that all this just means for me is that I just think I gotta stay close to God. The reason I'm coming on here and I'm recording this and I'm even telling you guys this, because I know that there's somebody out there right now that's going through something difficult. It don't have to be the same situation. It don't always have to be the same thing. Everybody not gonna go through the same thing. But God has called you to do something, and you keep coming up against brick walls. And in every step, I feel like it gets harder and harder and harder. It's a test. I have so much faith. That's why I won't walk away. I won't quit. I know most people that if they were in my shoes, in my situation, in my predicament, they probably would have walked away. They're like, oh, I ain't dealing with this. But I trust God. I trust God. I came upstairs and I might be gonna lie to you, I just broke down in tears because I'm like, God, I do not understand what you're doing right now. But I know I have to trust you. And I just prayed for just strength. I said, give me the strength to stand in my purpose. Give me the wisdom to fulfill it. As I'm saying on my knees and I'm praying, I hear God whispering in my ear, trust me, trust me. Y'all, right before the blessing, you're gonna have to go through some things. God wants you to trust him, and you will be tested. And not everybody passes the test. I pray I can get through it. That's why I pray for strength. Because the easy thing to do is just quit the job and just, because I know she's coming. And I already know she don't like me. And I already know she's going to try to tear me down. So the easy thing for me to do is just quit. But I know that if I quit, it's almost like quitting on God. And I can't quit on him, because when I think about my children, how he didn't quit on my children. When I think about when I got in a car accident and I flew in front of the car, I should have been out that windshield. But instead, I landed on the floor in the passenger seat. And the car flipped twice. And I didn't even have a scratch. When I think about one day I was in a car at Pizza King when I lived in Springfield, and the car was shot up, and I didn't even know there were bullets hitting the car. Everybody ducking. I'm sitting here. They're like, get down, get down. I was so intoxicated. I didn't even know that I was in a car getting shot up, and everybody yelling, get down, get down, get down. It sounded to me at first like rocks hit the car. And here I am with my head up, and I didn't get hit one time. Then I sit and I think about all these things where God stepped in and saved me. Then I say, what make this time any different? I have to just get myself ready, because I already know that the enemy is going to try his hardest to tear me down. And it's not like I have to sit in this position for a year, 6 months. Like God don't hate me, love me, you understand? Just for a few weeks. And remember, I only work 3 days a week anyway, and the majority of the time it's the weekend. So it's only one day I have to really encounter this woman, and it's probably for an hour or two the most, one day a week. I can live with that. But I know that no matter what, that God did not tell me to go back to this position to be stressed. No, it feels stressful. I'm crying, yes. But you have to understand that not everything God asks you to do is going to make sense in that moment. Like right now, I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. This that makes absolutely like if I was just like somebody who and I was just like getting what God, this would make no sense to me. But because I know that I am steps away from my breakthrough, from my blessing, from my promotion. So I know that the closer you get, the harder to fight. Now, there, I know I have people like, but why would God have you go back to this job? And you just, since you've been on the job, it's just been drama. You've been stressed. You've been crying. Why would God do that? Well, I'm here to tell you is that the stress, the drama is the distraction. That's the distraction of the enemy. That's not God. God wanted me to get experience as a leader. I have never been in management. I have never overseen nobody. Anytime things have gotten like this out of control or things have gotten heated, I've always just walked away. I changed my jobs like I changed my drawers. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had at one point in time, I had like 5 different agencies I was employed with because I'm the type where soon, like I told you, I protect my peace. Soon as you get the acting up, oh yeah, gots to go. Like I don't. That's why I went agency because I know how working, especially as a nurse, in these facilities and stuff. Ain't nobody got your back. They quick to throw you underneath the bus, especially as a black woman and a nurse that you profiled. It's like walking on eggshells. You have to work 10 times harder than your white colleague. So I just liked agency because if I went to a place and I felt like it was getting funny, I know that I just don't have to ever go back. And I like having that control. See, but now that I'm hearing this, God is saying, I want to put you where is I don't want you to keep getting in the habit of walking away when it gets hard. I want you to be able to sit still in the storm and allow me to control it. Have that faith and allow me to control it. See, what this situation here, what it's going to do is going to strengthen my faith. You know, your faith is truly tested in a storm. My faith is not like it is easy to say, okay, oh yeah, I'm hitting the lotto, then boom, hit the lotto. No. But that's when good stuff happening. Oh yeah, God would do it. I just got this check in the mail, my bill paid. Yeah, he would do it. Have the faith then. But can you have faith in the fire? Standing in a furnace? Can you have faith standing in a lion's den? That's the true test. And so right now, I'm pretty much standing in the lion's den because I got a pack of hyenas surrounding me. That's what I feel like. Or I should say a pack of lions surrounded me. These girls don't like me. These girls got it out for me. If looks could kill, I'd probably be dead. And now that this lady's coming back and she's in that position, you think she coming to uplift me or have my back? No. But that's okay, because this is where God steps in. And this is where God will get the glory. Because no matter who is against me, it is nothing like the one who's with me. It can be 1,000,000 people against me. But as long as I got God with me, I will come out victorious. See, this position here and this whole situation here is a learning situation for me. And so the enemy wants me to be so, because at first too, let me be honest with you, when I got the text, my flesh, the sin, your flesh, my mind was like, pick up the phone. I was going to call this girl who I'm cool with that worked there and tell her. I put that phone right back down. I said, let me hurry up and get home. And I need to get on my knees and pray and talk to God. Remember I told you, I was like, that's something that I've learned to pick up, to, instead of picking up the phone, drop to my knees when in need. As soon as I prayed, I said, let me go ahead and pick up this phone to document this, because there's somebody out there that's going to need to hear this, because they're going to be in a tight situation just like I am. And the enemy's going to be in their ear trying to tell them, just quit. Go back to what you were doing. Go back to comfort, because it's so easy to quit. And another thing too is like, another reason why a lot of people do not succeed in life is because they stay in the same comfortable spot. When change change require discomfort. Change require switching up routines. Change require change. So, and a lot of people don't like change, and that's why a lot of people remain in the same spot in life. They just remain there because they do not want to do what is required and change. They don't want to feel the discomfort. They just want to feel comfortable. See, I have grown to just accept change. This was not something that it was like, boom, okay. It's something that as you get closer and closer to God, as you trust him, as your faith grows, you just learn to roll with the punches. Like I said, you will cry. You'll get a little weary too sometimes, but with wisdom, you know that just means get on your knees. That just means get closer. That just means you need to call upon him a little more. That's it. It doesn't mean turn back. Because if I okay, so if I did allow the enemy to win this and I walked away and I went back to agency work and said, I'll just sit here until God come with my blessing. One, I'm taking the chances of missing my blessing because now I'm being disobedient. Two, I let the enemy win. Three, it's kind of like, God, I don't trust you. Because God have already told me, let him fight the fight. God have already told me to trust him. So if I decide to go back and do what I wanted to do, it's like going against his word. I told y'all in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6 says, lean not on your own understanding. So even though I understand that as an agency nurse, and if I go back to doing what I've been doing for the last 2.5 years, I don't have to go through this. That's leaning on my own understanding, but I know that leaning on my own understanding gets me nowhere. It just makes me go back to working overnight shift, being tired, missing my blessing, rather than being obedient, standing stern in the storm, and just allowing God to do what he want to do. God said, let him fight the fight. Let him fight the fight. God said, hold your peace. Just hold your peace and have faith. Somebody needed to hear that. I know I did. I need to go on a fast. I think I probably should just every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just fast. Those 3 days while I'm there, just stay fast. stay in a fast. I gotta figure out something. But I know I need to go on a fast. Anytime when life get like this, um, that's something I always do. I just fast. Like when life is just it's just so much. When my life gets so chaotic, I just fast. I just fast. That's all I do. Is fast. That's something that I've been doing for a while. I just go on a fast. And remember, when you go on a fast, you ain't gotta. Jesus said, "Wake up every day, just wash your face, and go on like any normal day." So when you fast, you ain't gotta go in. You don't walk up in a job. I'm fasting, y'all. Don't just say, "Oh, not today. I'm not eating that today." That's what I usually do. Just, "Oh no, not today. I'm not eating meat today." That's what I usually fast is meat. I love meat, but I usually fast meat or something, whatever. It doesn't matter. Something that I love. Can't be nothing easy. Gotta be something that's hard. A little challenge, you know. So I don't know, you guys. I'll keep you guys posted. But y'all, it's about to get real. I'm excited though. I'm excited because, like I said, my blessing is so close. Like it's real close. So it's just like staying in the fight. You know, I forgot which one of these the YouTube influencers like prophet. I think call themselves chosen ones prophets. I call it. Everybody call themselves something different. But I think it was Mark the Messenger. He has said, when you are walking with God, it's almost like a game, a Mario game. For anybody who knows, whoever played like video games, or you watch your kids or somebody play video games, you know that the first level is easy, second level gets a little harder, and each level gets more challenging and challenging. And I remember him referring to the Mario game and saying, you know, that last level, the enemy gets bigger. And I sit back and I think about when I was younger and I used to play on a Nintendo with my brother and my cousins and them. And I remember that big guy. He was like a big, round, big, like monster. He used to be like a Mario will walk through the door and he was like right there, like this big old monster. And then he would beat the monster, but of course it was harder, you know. Before you used to go and you can just shoot the little they used to be like little flowers. They would come out the tubes. Or it used to be the turtles. They'll come out the tubes too, or they'll just appear as you keep walking. And you can easily just bounce on them, keep going, bounce on them, keep going. And then when you get to that last level, it's like you walk through these doors and boom, it went from little small turtles to just this big old monster. So instead of just boop, 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 a little 2 pellets, now you got to really stomp on this one. You got to stomp on this one a little harder. And that's just where I'm at. I had the little turtles who I could. Now I step through the door and here's the monster. So all it just means is that I gotta pray a little harder. I gotta get in a fast. I gotta start meditating a little harder. That's just it. Get a little closer to God. That's just it. I can't stomp. I can't shoot. I can't do that. But just getting closer to God. That's just the most important thing. Just getting close to God in this season. I don't know who needs to hear that, but just know that like you're gonna come out victorious, even though it seemed like Really? Like, because I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, when I got that phone call from my boss, the one that's leaving, like, yo, I just want to warn you, this one coming back. I kid you not, like my stomach, I'm driving, my stomach just dropped. I'm like, God, are you kidding me? Like, I'm already going through it with like, you gonna send this one? Yeah, and all I could just hear right here in my ear, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. I came home, got my kids settled. I dropped to my knees. I came up here in my room and I just dropped to my knees, crying, crying, crying. And all I could just hear right here in my left ear is just trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. And I'm just crying. Like, what? Like, what? Once I got myself together, I just came on here and I'm like, I gotta share this. I got to share this because I know that somebody is gonna watch this. Somebody gonna come across this video in the same season you are, that you just walked through the door. Because remember, right? You finished that level with the turtles and that sunflower and a few other little small ones you could bounce on. Now you just walk through this door with this big old monster. But as soon as you beat that monster, what is on the other side? The blessing. The blessing's on the other side. And let's not front. It's a lot easier said than done. So I know somebody's like, it's so easy for her to sit here and say that. But see, you have to remember is I'm not recording this when I got the blessing. I'm recording this as I'm going through it. So no, it's not easy, but it can be done. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You have to get closer to God. Put your phone down. Stop writing Facebook statuses and posts and Instagram posts. You sitting over here in your what is it called? You're putting your problems on social media, looking for validation from other people, looking for advice from other people. But in this season, I can promise you, it's God who you need to write the status to. It's God who you need to call on. Instead of picking up your phone and calling your home, your best girl or your boyfriend, your mother, your best friend, your child, you have to call on God. This is the season where God is going to teach you to lean on Him and Him only. That is what this season is going to teach you. And as I keep stepping in this season, I'm going to keep recording. I'm going to keep telling you guys what I went through, how I handled it, and maybe you can use it, but always remember, no matter what I say, no matter what I tell you, always get on your knees and give it and bring it back to God and see if it's for you. Because not everything that I go through, not everything I say is for everybody. Everybody's in, first of all, different seasons. So not everybody, see, I'm at the season I'm at right now is the season right before the breakthrough. Like, I'm literally right before the breakthrough. Like, my breakthrough is, I can't tell you the exact day, but I can tell you it's very, very, very close. So I'm at that season, but there's some people, like I said, some people may be at that season where you day one. Some people may be just turning on their first year, but no matter what season you are in, still learn to lean on God. You can start doing, even if you just started walking with God, you just picked up your cross. Still, don't wait until right before the blessing to learn to lean on him. Start now. So when you get to this season that I'm at now, it's a breeze. You gonna like saying that saying, come a little harder. Come a little harder. Like you're gonna be good. Start practicing it now. Start practicing it now. Start every time you go, something happen. Cause I know that was me. I used to just soon as something happened, pick up the phone and go and talk about it. But I've learned just like stop myself in that moment and get on my knees first. Just like I told you, like I had to stop myself in the morning from calling people. As soon as I wake up, calling my mother and say, no. Before I call anybody, I gotta call on God and thank him for waking me and my kids up. You can start this all now. Don't wait. Start it all now. Start praying for the wisdom now. Start praying for the discerning spirit now. Start praying for the strength now. Say, God, give me the strength now before the blessing. Give me the wisdom now. Don't not like people have to get out the habit of every time you get on your knees, you asking for like materialistic. Don't be like them people. If you're going to ask for something, ask for wisdom, ask for strength, because if you are a true believer of God, if you are a true child of God, money can't help you. I'm gonna be honest with you, and you're talking to a billionaire. Money cannot help you. Money can't help you when you step in with God. Strength, wisdom, courage, discerning spirit, faith. These are the things you need when you step in with God. Money cannot help you one bit. I know some people like, you pay your tithe, you do this, you do that. You listen, you could sow a seed in so many ways, and the money is just one way. You could sow a seed by just simply going outside and helping somebody and doing the right thing. You could sow a seed by these are just examples. You see an old lady at the grocery store, you go and you carry her groceries to her car. Just being righteous, doing the right thing. That's sowing seed, doing good deeds. That's sowing seeds. I don't want people to always think that paying tithes is sowing a seed. No. You can sow a seed in so many ways. You go out and you help God's children. Go out and give somebody a plate of food. Go feed the hungry. Go take in a homeless person. Give them a bath. Give them some clean clothes. There's so many ways of sowing a seed. Money is just one. So don't always get in the habit of thinking that money solves everything, because it does not. It does not. It does not. Even after I get my blessing and I become a multi-millionaire, I still gotta pray. I still gotta fast. Because with new levels come new devils. This is my level now. These are my devils now. But when I get there where God has me going, it's gonna be all new people. I'm still gonna make videos. I'm still gonna show y'all the steps and the levels. As long as I can get up and do it, as long as God give me the strength, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep showing y'all each level and what is required for each level. Even after the blessing child, I'm still gonna be in here crying. I can tell y'all that. New levels come new devils. Even though you have received the blessing, don't think the warfare stopped. If anything, the war is on now. It's really on now. So I just wanted to come on here and just let you guys know what's going on in this season, where I'm at in this season, what's required of me in this season. In this season, it just required me just holding my peace. And that means holding my mouth and being obedient. And when I say being obedient, that means not quitting, not giving in, not giving the victory to God, to Satan, because God have already given me the victory. The victory is mine. It's a matter of keeping it. As I'm holding on to the victory, I got to hold on to my peace too, and believe in my heart that it's mine. I can't get weary and give it to Satan, because that's what he wants. He want me to hand it over to him, but he can't have it. So he sends these type of people, these type of distractions, these enemies, because you got to understand, I told y'all before that there's so many people in this world who are empty vessels. See, these people here at my job, they're empty vessels, meaning that they're empty, so spirits jump in and out of them. So anytime a chosen one or somebody walking with God, somebody who's picking up their cross, somebody who's trying to do right, somebody who's standing with God, anytime you go somewhere, these empty vessels, the demons step right in them. Go get her. And they're out to get you. That's why God said don't battle with flesh and blood, because the actual person, it's not the actual person. It's the demon that Satan put inside of them that is sent to attack you. So, you have to just also to pray for wisdom. Pray for wisdom and clarity so you can understand these things. Because if not, you will be out here trying to fight the person. You be out here trying to argue with the person. You be out here trying to battle it out with the person. But it's not the person. It's the enemy. It's the spirit. It's the enemy who put the spirit inside that person. That person's an empty vessel. And now I used to always say here, and I used to, because in Matthew's, Jesus speak a lot about like praying for your enemies, loving your enemies, and things like that. And now I see why, because these people are empty vessels. They're not filled with the Holy Spirit. If they were filled with the Holy Spirit, you think they'll be attacking God's child? No. They will be loving on me. They will be trying to uplift me. But because they are empty vessels, and they have demonic spirits inside of them, they have come to kill, steal, and destroy God's children. And I'm one of God's kids. And I'm on an assignment. And so they're here to stop me. So when I pray now, I have to, this is something I got to tell myself too, because sometimes I be forgetting to pray for my enemies. I pray for my kids. I pray for my mom. I pray for my family. But I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just so emotional because y'all, like I said, it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm gonna do it, but it's not easy. But it's definitely doable. God wouldn't put me on no mission that He knew I couldn't accomplish. He wouldn't have put me at this job if He knew I couldn't stand it. He know that I'm capable of it. See, God sees more in us than we see in ourselves. If you know in your heart that God don't, because I hear a lot of people say, He doesn't give you more than you can bear. But if you truly, truly believe that, then you will know that even though it seems hard, even though it seems challenging, even though it seems like, oh no, this is not for me, it's for you. That's why you're there. That's why you're in that situation. That's why God placed you where you are right now, because it is for you and you only. Hold your peace. Hold your peace. If you need a few minutes to just walk away and cry and vent to God, do that. Because I know I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to say, hey, y'all, I'm going to take my little 15-minute break. I usually don't ever really take breaks. I eat right at the state nursing station. But I know I'm going to have to probably take my little breaks and walk away and just go in prayer. I'm ready for that. Because I know that is it going to be a walk in the park? Walking with God is not a work. Listen, I wish that there was all these people, we have so many people, and God said, and Jesus said it too, many will call my name and say to me, didn't I cast out demons in your name? And I would say, I don't know you. There's so many people that proclaim to be prophets. They're false prophets. In the Bible, they call them wolf in sheep clothing. And Jesus said you will know them by their fruit. These people, they come on here trying to get you guys to like, subscribe, donate to their Cash App and all these things. They got a list. They got Cash App, Zelle, WhatsApp, who that, lick that. They got everything in underneath the sun. But all they keep saying is blessing, 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 blessing. But before we can talk about the blessing, we have to get ready for the war. Do you really think Satan gonna allow you just to walk down this little narrow old path, straight old path, lit up so nice and pretty, and just walk down and open the door and whoop, there's your blessing? You really think that life is like that, honey? You gotta wake up. You have to wake up. It's not like that. It's not, oh, I go to Sunday and I pay my 10% and I scream and I yell and I fall out and I sing in my choir and I go and I help and I feed the poor and I'm going to get blessed. It's not like that. It is not like that. It's not like that. And I wish that we had more people that can really speak the truth. Speak the truth of what it's like to walk down a narrow path, what it's like to be a chosen one, what it's like to walk in the purpose of God, what it's like to have faith. And that is the sole purpose of these videos. These videos are to show you exactly what it looks like to walk down that narrow path, what it is like to have faith, what it's like to trust God, what it's like to hold your peace and shut your big mouth and let God fight the fight, what it's like to sit back and look like the little one, but in fact let God promote you and you become the overseer, the big one, what it's like to be humbled and then get exalted. Really and truly, that's what I should have said. What it's like to be humbled and then get exalted. And sit back and watch the ones who exalt themselves get humbled. What it's like to lose your life and then find it. That is the purpose of me coming on here. I don't come on here to look good and tell y'all, yes, hallelujah, your blessings is here. No. Yeah, granted, I tell you I'm going to hit the lotto because that's what's going to happen. But I'm also telling you guys what it took to get there. What it took to get, because this is something that God decided to give me. What I had to go through. It wasn't just, oh, I dreamed some numbers and then I kept playing them with consistency and I prayed and I fasted and then woohoo, here's my money. No. I had to go on. I had to do things. I had to obey God even when it didn't make sense. I had to go up against some Goliaths with a slingshot and a rock. I had to, yes, this is real life stuff I'm telling you guys. And that is the purpose of these. This is a sole purpose to let y'all know, stop believing in them fairy tales. Them overly religious people that think that is just hallelujah, hallelujah, talk in tongue, a little touch, a little, and now you was anointed. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You gotta go and hug. You gotta do some things, some tough things. Go and hug somebody that went and killed your child. The type of things God make you do. Gotta make you go and hug that man that just killed your son. Gotta make you sit over there. God make you sit over there and open the door for your enemy and feed your enemy, knowing that your enemy don't like you and want to hurt you. But God will put it in your heart to love on somebody that you know deep down inside don't even like you. And that be the test. You sit over here praying the Lord's Prayer. God, forgive my debts as I forgive my debtors. God gonna put you to that test. Let me see if you really do forgive this person. God to sit over there, have you going to check on your ex-husband after he done had 3 or 4 affairs and children on you. Gotta put it on your heart. Go check on him and see if you really would obey it. God will sit over here and have you in a situation. Meanwhile, to see this is what's going to happen is God will put you to the test and have you go do something that you know in your right. If it was up to your own knowledge, you wouldn't do. But God's going to put it on your heart to do it. Meanwhile, Satan's going to send your friends. This is when your homegirls, the empty vessels, the people you got around me that's around you, that's empty vessels. God, that's when the spirits are going to come in them. Say, girl, I wouldn't do what? Me? You crazy. Why would you go and do that? What? You really about to go over there? Remember when he did? That'd be the true test. Are you gonna be afraid of what you gonna look like? Or are you gonna obey God? I remember when I had somebody in my house that was dogging me. I'm hearing a person dogging me. I'm seeing a person dogging me. Meanwhile, I was picking up my phone every day, calling my mother, calling my father, talking to friends and family back home, crying, like telling them what this lady was doing to me. And they all on the phone. If I was you, I would have kicked her out. I would have kicked that. I would have kicked them out. There ain't no way they in my house. You crazy. I wouldn't be doing. Meanwhile, I'm following God's word. In the Bible, it says, love thy enemy. Pray for your enemy. Now, it'd be easy for me to go and kick the person out. But I knew that if I was a true person of God, I couldn't do that. I have to forgive the person. When they ask for something, I knew I had to give it to them. So every time the person would ask me for something, I had to give it to the person. Every time the person would ask me to do something, I had to do it. Meanwhile, I just heard them dogging me in my own house. When I tell you that was one of the hardest things to do in that season, that forgiveness season. See, now that I sit back and I think about my journey, it seemed like every season I went through something. I had a season of forgiveness. I had a season of grieving. I had a few seasons of forgiveness. And in my season of forgiveness, it actually was a long season because I had to forgive the person who killed my brother. That was hard. Now me and him is really, really good friends. I had to forgive this person that came to my house not one time but twice and dogged me like a dog in my own house. And I said nothing and I did nothing. And then when it was time to confront them, I had to hug them and say, I forgive you. Yeah, see, God, like, that's, I see, people don't talk about this. Like, you understand? They don't talk about the things you have to do. And in that season, I cried. Like, that was the season when I told you I was crying, like, every day. Because I've never been in a situation where I was in a house with somebody who's just dogging me and I could say nothing. I had to take it. Kind of like when Jesus said, give them one cheek to slap and then give them the other. That was kind of like what I was put to do. God was teaching me how to be in the same house as my enemy and love that person. Even though you sit back watching that person just hurt you, tear you down, you can't say nothing. You got to get up and smile. Pray for that person. When that person asks you, hey, give me $300, you go and you give that person that money. Even though you just sat back and heard that person dog you. I'm telling you, when I tell you, when I tell you what I had to do, like my seasons of obedience. So I don't want y'all to think I just woke up one day and just had I had to go through things. Like, I had to be obedient. And even when I didn't understand. And like, I told you, everybody knows crying is a norm to me. That's probably why my eyes look so, because the last few years, I'm just crying because I had to be obedient. I had to do it. So, and I just cried because I had no choice. I have already walked with Satan. Some people say, well, if you want the money, but this is, God did not expose me winning the lottery until March 17th, 2021. I started walking with God in October, well, September, like September, October of 2017. So that wasn't until God didn't expose the blessing until 4 years later. So for 4 years, 18, 19, 20, 21, 4 years. So for 4 years, I was just walking with him. I had no idea God was going to make me, I was going to hit the lottery for all this money. I had no idea. I didn't even pray for it. One day the dreams just came. The March 17, 2021, that's when I got the dreams of the first 5 numbers. After I had the dream of the first 5 numbers, that's when all the dreams kept coming of winning the lottery. I just kept getting multiple dreams, all different type of dreams. Some dreams it wasn't even me winning. I'm around other people. They're just winning millions and millions of dollars. I just kept for a long time, just kept having dreams. And then I would have dreams of these same numbers and on a piece of paper. And then underneath the numbers, it would say, it's going to hit one day. I would have weird dreams and it will always have these same numbers and say, we'll win one day. We'll win one day. I never prayed for that. It just came to me. And then because I have faith, I just accepted it. Like, yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire. God's going to give me this money. And then, the more I got closer to him, the more I meditated on the word, I started to understand that he's not going to just give it to me. He's building me up to it. And part of building me up to it, see, God is a God that he don't want to give you something. He's not, let me just say this. God is not a God of 15 minutes of fame. See, when God blesses you, God wants it to be something that touches generations and generations and generations. See, God could have been gave me this money, but God knew what he was doing. God knew, one, I wasn't ready for it. And two, I probably would have killed myself. Let's be honest. If God would have gave me this money, if I'm sitting back thinking about it, if God would have gave me this money 4 years ago when I sacrificed everything and gave everything up and did all that, I probably would be dead. One, I was blind. I was lost in the world. I was an alcoholic. I didn't know half of what I know now. I probably would have killed myself. Not meaning like, yeah, you could probably say that's suicide. Because, people get money and if you don't have knowledge, they go crazy. They go crazy. Or somebody probably would have killed me because I tell you this much, 4 or 5 years ago, I was hanging with snakes, big ones, not no garden snakes. I was hanging with anacondas, child, and didn't even know it until God came and started cutting the grass. So I thank God that he didn't give it to me then. I thank God. See, a lot of y'all sitting over here and you've been walking with God for 5, 6 years and you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing, so you getting a little weary. You ready to throw in the towel. But see, what happened is you have to trust the process and know that God loves you enough that whatever he has for you, he gonna wait until you ready. See, they always see you. I know you guys used to hear that saying, it's right on time. There's a time, a place for everything. Even though I would have loved that back then, I probably would have loved it back then, but I wasn't ready. I didn't know half of what I know now. I wouldn't have had no generational wealth. I wouldn't be owning buildings. I wouldn't be able to multiply it by 100. I'm about to turn this money into, I'm about to be a successful multi-billionaire. About time I leave this earth, I've done changed generations and generations and generations and generations and generations and it has had so much longevity on it. Man, I've started a whole new family chain of wealth. Today, right before I got that message from my boss that this lady was coming back to work. I was out with my kids riding around, and I said, RJ, I want to bring you over to where we're gonna buy this house. Because I talk to my son about everything. I tell my son everything. He already know the blessing coming. He already know everything. And I said, I want to bring you over here to where we gonna buy this house at one of our vacation homes. So I'm not gonna say it on here because I want everybody to know where my house at. But it's so nice. Tuck. So we driving up there, and I start going ideally where I want to get this house. And I was showing him all the houses out there, and he seen one of these. It was a yacht. He had seen it was a yacht parked, because these houses are on the water, so their backyard is right where they have their deck. And so it was one house that had this big old yacht, and RJ was like, "Ma, is that a yacht?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, he was like, "They own it?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "They got money." And I said, "Don't worry." I said, we'll be right. Those people will be our neighbors one day." And I looked at him, and I looked through the rearview mirror, and I said, "Do you believe that?" And he said, smiled. He said, "Yeah." And I was showing him like where I wanted to live, where we gonna live and stuff like that. And I was telling him, like, just talking with him things I want in the house, and how I want like a house tucked away. And then I was explaining to him, I said, "We not gonna buy no yacht like that." I said, just because you have money don't mean spend it. I said, even though we'll have an abundance of money, we still have to think like a poor man. We still have to still remain humble. Just because you have it don't mean spend it. That's why a lot of rich people go broke, because they forget where they came from, and they just immediately, without wisdom, they just indulge in this lifestyle thing and just buy out everything until there's nothing left. And I was telling him, I said, we don't need that. I said, why would we have that? Why would we invest in this big old boat in a home that we're not even living at? Not even 4 months out of it, maybe even 3. This is a vacation home. I said, why would we have that boat just sitting there, house sitting there, multi-million-dollar house, multi-million-dollar boat just sitting there? He looked at me, he said, "Yeah, no, you don't buy that." I said, "You're right." I said, "RJ, when you have money, you have to learn to remain humble." I'm not saying we ain't gonna have nice things, but you gotta have it up to an extent. It has to be a balance. And I was explaining to him, I said, poor people look rich and rich people look poor. And he's like, "Huh?" And I said, when you see those people, because he don't have social media, but he do go on YouTube. I said, when you see those guys and they have on 10 chains and 3 watches on and a pocket full of money and dripping with all these designer clothes, I said, they're really poor. Don't get fooled by the money they're showing you. They're not rich. They're not wealthy. They just have a few dollars. When you are successful, truly successful, I'm talking about somebody who don't have to get up every day. You can literally, while you sleep, you're making money. And you making 100% profit. We're not talking about, the rappers and the singers. Those people have 360 deals, meaning they have went out, worked hard, made this album, And whatever profit they have made has to go around the table. That's why they call it 360 deals. Has to take a full circle. And then whatever pennies is left, they get it. And I know, yeah, they may have a few $1 million in the bank, but it's 2023. Let's be honest. $1 million ain't even a lot of money. Everything has went up. Soon as you get $1 million after paying taxes, after done bought a house, houses is now expensive. After you done bought a car, you'd be lucky if you got about 200,000 left. Then children in college, that money, I said $1 million ain't a lot of money no more. $1 million now is the equivalent of $100,000, and $100,000 is the equivalent of $10,000. Like, money has went down because of the inflation of food and the cost of living, the things that it's a necessity that you have to have. But if you are smart and you remain humble, there's a way to still rise, even in this economy. You just have to remain humble. And that's one big thing that I'm so excited about too, being able to, because my other two are too small to understand this right now. But I still do try to teach my son this, because I don't want my son to think that just because we have all this money, oh, you privileged, now you still don't have to work, you still don't have to go to school, you still don't have to. No, you still have to work hard. That's why, even though I'm a multi-billionaire, I'm still going back to school. I'm still going to finish my degree. I maybe stop working as far as a nurse or RN, but I'm still going to go and get my NP. And then I plan on opening my own practice and all that as an NP. I probably still have to work, get my experience, but for the most part, I'm not giving up that, because I truly believe that is a calling for me as a psychiatric nurse practitioner, especially throughout my whole journey, battling with depression, battling with suicidal ideation, checking myself into the psych ward, everything that I have been through in the last 6 years has truly been a test. And I truly believe everything happened for a reason. And I truly believe I can help some people through any mental thing, any mental issues they're going through, because I've been there, I've done it. And I know that a lot of people tend to put, I don't want to go too deep into this, but I want to finish just by saying that a lot of people have put, when it comes to mental illness, a stamp on it, like schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, but really and truly, a lot of people are just up against spiritual warfare. They're really up against demonic spirits. Now, if I would have allowed these people to diagnose me, they probably would have diagnosed me with schizophrenia. Oh, she said she's talking to God. Oh, she's crazy. She's hallucinating. She's saying she hitting a lotto. She did. Can you imagine? But that's too deep. That topic is for another day. But I just want to tell you guys, I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna go take a nap before I have to take my kids to the movies. But I just want to tell you guys I love you, and keep pushing. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. And I'm not gonna come on here acting like just give it to God. No, cry, yell, scream. You see, I'm up in the room, got my kids downstairs watching TV. I had to come up here and just dropped on my knees. Get some alone time. Go take a ride. Go pull the car to the side and scream at the top of your lungs. Yell, stomp. Get it out. It's okay. It's not easy walking with God. Some days, this morning, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I woke up this morning and I was so frustrated for what, for why. Sometimes it's tired, man. Because I know that every day I wake up is a fight. I know it's gonna be something. That's why I have to pray. Because I know that any moment the enemy catch me vulnerable, any moment that I have opened up any door, they coming for me. And after you walking with God 5, 6, 7, 8, some of y'all been walking 10 years. It's like, yo, I'm tired. God, I'm tired today. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired. Like, it's okay. I'm not one that gonna tell you it's okay, girl. Scream today. Go break a glass. Go do what you got. Don't break your china, but go and break a glass today. Okay? Don't hit nobody. Don't break it on nobody. But it's okay to let it out because, y'all, I know it is not easy walking with God. It is not easy. And then when God, let's talk about it for a little bit. God, we gonna talk about you for a little bit. And then when he have the nerve to be trying to put us to these tests and be like, what? When I heard that this lady was coming, I'm like, really? Somebody right now understand what I'm saying right now. You like, really, God? You know, you ever hear them people say, every time you turn around, it's something. Yes, that's this moment. Every time you turn around, it's something new, a new fight. It's like, what? You ever see them people back in the day when people be ready to fight and it's more than one person, you tell them line up. And then you just beat this one down. Now you look and the line getting longer and you like, dang, it's like that. Trust me, I know, child. I know. But like I said, be obedient. Just stay obedient. It's not gonna make sense to everybody. Cause I know for a fact, the guy, the DON that's there now, my homeboy that's leaving, he's like, Brittany, why are you staying? But I know that he could never understand this. And then once all this has come to pass, then it's like, oh yeah, wow, yeah, girl, you good, you're lucky, you're da da da. But during the season, during the storm, during the test, they don't understand. So it's just best to hold your peace. Don't even try to explain. Like, I'm not explaining to nobody why I'm staying. I'm just gonna stay and allow God to show them, because he will reveal it in the end. These videos will be viral in the end. All these videos are gonna go viral in the end. Right now, I'm gonna look like an idiot. Why is she staying with all this? But that's now. I may look like that now, but in the end, I'm going to be victorious and God will elevate me. Yes, I gotta remain humble and look stupid and get talked about, and that's just what I have to go through now. But in the end, God will uplift me. Remember, humble yourself and God will exalt you. Exalt yourself and you will be humbled. See, I'm letting them exalt themselves. I'm letting them thinking that they got one up on me. I'm letting them thinking that they doing something. It's okay. Even though it hurt, because, my flesh want to just say, girl, bye, da-da-da, put them right in their place. But no, I'm going to let God fight the fight. Let God knock them off their high horse. I ain't going to go snatch them off their high horse. Even though the flesh want me to go ahead and just twist them up a little bit, bow, bring them down. No, I'm going to sit down here and let them ha, because that's what it feels like, ha, pointing at you, and deep down, so you just want to, but no, go ahead, put my head down, because I know that God's going to come in swift like a night and just come in, and he's going to tear every tongue down he's gonna condemn every tongue that ever bear false witness. All them people lying, saying that I was stealing drugs and I was dope sick. That's why I was throwing up. Had no idea that I was 5 months pregnant
with my child. All them people lying, saying that I was stealing drugs. Meanwhile, I ain't never, ever. My name, anybody can go on massgov.com right now. Type in my name, Brittany Finnegan. All my licenses up there. From the CNA to the LPN to the RN, they are all up there. I've never had nothing ever on me about no drugs, about nothing. It's all bare. Listen, this is commandment number 9. The 9th commandment: do not bear false witness on your neighbor. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. So that's how I know that this is nothing but Satan. That's why he's going against laws that God has commanded against everybody. Because you see, he thinks that he is God. So he's sending these agents that's sitting here. That's what they come to kill, steal, and destroy. They come trying to destroy me, just tear my name down, but they can't. Because I am with the Creator. I'm with the Alpha, the head, not the tail. Okay? So no matter what they call themselves doing and saying now, trust me, in the end, God will take me and do this. And they're gonna trust the process. This video is an hour and 15 minutes, y'all. I love y'all, but I got to go. Love you. Bye.